Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you all had a nice Friday to end your week out there. A nice day here. Getting a little bit of rain, a little bit of sunshine. I've done some errands, mailed out some tie-dye this morning, doing the video now, and yeah, it's just been a rather productive day at a relaxed pace. Anyhow, today I want to talk about 7 years on a raw food diet and still a skeptic. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you go down there and hit that subscribe button now. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Wearing one of my tie-dyes today. Also too, I'd really appreciate if you'd go find me either on Instagram or Facebook. I got a Facebook page and an Instagram account, Uncle Jack's Tie-Dye. If you just search that, I don't think anything else is going to pop up. I was thinking about this subject yesterday. I rode down to Pensacola. I had something I needed to pick up down there, and I took a little impromptu trip down. Didn't go get any mangoes because I've been a little slower on the mangoes this last week, and I still have a box left. But yeah, got some stuff done. And I don't know, when I'm in the car, I just kind of, things go through my head. Even though I was listening to a podcast, I guess I'm always splitting attention and the voices in my head are talking. And I just got to thinking about the whole thing, the whole process, questions I get asked, my beliefs about this lifestyle, how my beliefs have evolved, how they've changed over the 7 years. And yeah, I would say after 7 years, I'm still a skeptic. But that's kind of how I am with everything. I question. I don't know if skeptic's the perfect word, but I do question every single thing. The hippy-dippy stuff, the woo-woo stuff, most of the raw food stuff does not resonate with me. That's why I have my own very unique process for doing this lifestyle and learning about it. Also too, I guess I'm going to have to start saying this in every bloody episode. I'm not 100% raw. Every time, it's still, there's always something that pops up, and they're not rude comments, but there'll be a comment or a question or something from the angle of somebody that's almost like, well, you're raw, so why are you doing this or that? I'm not 100% raw. I've never made that my purpose to be 100% raw. If that's your holy grail, God bless you, best to you. It's not mine. I've been on a health journey for 7.5 years because I started this journey. I was doing, I was already starting to eat better, clean up better about 7.5 years ago. But my focus remains the same. My focus is about health. And it's about giving my body the things that it needs. And it's also about giving my body the best chance not to break down after the abuse that I put on it for, 48 years. I don't think this diet, and that's why the woo-woo stuff and a lot of the raw stuff doesn't resonate with me. I don't think this diet is the end-all be-all. I don't think it makes us bulletproof, and I think that can be dangerous thinking for some people. I think it gives me probably my best shot at staying healthy to a later age with all the different variables and all the different things that can happen with the body as far as, talking about your cardiovascular system, your heart health, cancer, diabetes, just, arthritis, inflammation. But even so, not sure. I'm not going to say that, oh, you're a raw food, you eat raw food, you can't get arthritis, or you eat raw food, you aren't going to get this or that. I think your mileage varies. There's so many different variations and versions of the raw food diet. And it can be confusing because it's almost like religion sometimes. Everybody is trying to sell you their version, and they're so passionate, and they seem to be so invested not only in you doing raw, but in doing it their way, the way their sect or denomination tends to do it. And I'm not into that at all. Excuse me a second, I'm just trying to check out my notes here. Listen, one thing I wanted to mention with this, when people try to talk about, well, look at this person, or look at this, and they try to show you things. There's not a large enough, to be honest with you, and this is my opinion, there's not a large enough sample of people, subjects out there that have practiced a raw food diet for a long period for us to draw conclusions. Now we can say, okay, well, I see a few people that have done this, this, and this, and it looks promising, but what a lot of things people are jumping on, it's called an anomaly. When you have this one story, I love when you're talking and somebody brings out one story of one person they know that was healed by this or that. That's an anomaly. One person doing something, even a small group of 8 or 10 or 15 people, that's an anomaly, because anomalies happen every day, and anomalies happen for no reason whatsoever. There's people, there's so many things when it comes to disease, when it comes to healing the body or whatever, that go into the true healing. And, sometimes people aren't even remotely doing anything with their diet, and they come back from cancer. They come back from these diseases. I was listening to a podcast this morning talking about a case of somebody that just basically willed themselves to live. They were a burn victim. I think had gotten burned over like 90% of their body, and up until this point, the mortality rate on this level of burn was 100%. And the parents, I think this was a younger person, maybe maybe a 15, 16-year-old teenager, and the parents, it had to have been like just insanely painful. Parents asked them, do you want to live or die? Kids said they wanted to live, and the parents said, well, you're going to have to fight, go through, and do what you're going to basically have to will yourself to live. And that kid did. That kid decided they wanted to live, and they willed themselves to live. That's still an anomaly. It's a good story. Now, in the 7 years I've been doing this lifestyle, I have personally met people, and there's certain things too that I think are a little bit different. There's certain that like, and I don't want to get into specifics, and I'm not Mr. to give you the advice on any of the specific illnesses, but diabetes type 2. I've sat and talked with people, and they're credible. I've played poker. I got a pretty good I can detect bullshit. And they're credible, they're not making some wild claim. So I've talked to people that have reversed diabetes. Reversing diabetes, I won't say it's easy, but it doesn't seem to be one of the more difficult ones. I know people that have beat cancer by this lifestyle. That's a little bit trickier. I wouldn't say that everybody that necessarily does this lifestyle and was to get a diagnosis of cancer is going to beat it just because of the way they eat. But once again, why do I eat like I eat? Because I think personally, through my research, my study of the subject, and the experimentation that I've done over myself over the last 7 years, I'm sorry, I beat myself up for 48 years, and I feel good. I feel better at 55 than I did at 48. I'm aging. I'm 55 years old now, so, I'm no spring chicken. But I definitely feel good every day, mostly. I have these little things, but that's another little thing too that was just tricky. That inflammation I had in my rib cage, I don't think that had anything to do with how I ate one way or the other, and I don't think it would have changed it even if I'd still been eating the standard American diet. But things that can be prevented, I think I have, and I try to think sometimes, where would I be? Let's say I'd never done any of this stuff, and let's say I kept going on the path I was going for the first 48 years of my life. I think it would be, I may not. There's people my age that get out and do athletic stuff. There's people my age that run marathons. There's people my age that are certainly way further, more advanced not more advanced, but just a better picture of health than me. But I feel good every day. I can do what I want to do every day. So even the simple things for people once they're over like 45, in this area right here, I bet you if I took 50 people 45 and over, half of them would have a hard time sitting down on the floor and getting back up without some kind of a major struggle. So for me, it's just been like the little things in life, just feeling good every day. But that's a big thing. like I say, I listen to very, very little of the raw mumbo jumbo out there. I've had to wade through it, but I don't want to discard. There's a lot of wisdom within there. I just the emotional stuff, the woo woo stuff, just doesn't resonate with me. That's not my thing. I like facts. I like a little bit of science mixed in there, and that's why I'll repeat this, as I've said over and over. I tend to read information not from raw, just on plant-based science, different things like that. And I try to plug in how I can apply that, by doing it on a raw lifestyle. Because there's just, I did a reading, what was it, about a week ago or so, from Brenda Davis. Brenda Davis on the raw lifestyle, love the book. Love the book. That's probably one of the most practical, no nonsense, just straightforward factual things I've seen. And there's other books that I take information from, but a lot of the books that I also take information from, and I value them highly, there's still a fair amount of the woo-woo in there. There's still a fair amount of extremism, fanaticism, like very opinionated, like mine is the way. Come on. I don't care if you're trying to be fruitarian. I don't care if you're doing it the style that doesn't eat a lot of fruit. I don't care however you're doing this raw food diet. You just can't say like this, like number one, people are like the rest of the world's looking at raw food people crazy when they're like, raw food, that's the one true way. Well, then you break it down even further. You got this group of raw people that are like, nope, this is the way, the truth. This is how you do a raw food diet, categorically. And you got others there. So the point I'm getting at there is what I'm always trying to tell you here is to make you independent, to make you a free thinker, to make you responsible for all of this. Don't just listen to somebody babbling and take anything, without looking into it yourself, because this is important, Once this body's shot, it's over. So you can't put that on somebody else. You can't put that on somebody else. I see all the time like, oh, this YouTuber or this person or that person, they're dangerous. Shouldn't be anybody that's dangerous like to speak, because we should all be rational enough to know not to listen to irrational stuff, and we should all listen to a wide variety. I know I'm just throwing a whole bunch of stuff in here to finish this up, rambling a little bit, but we should get our information from a wide variety of sources. Don't be afraid to listen to, watch, read somebody that you don't necessarily agree with everything they say. And even if they contradict your guru or your person that you like to watch all the time, get that information everywhere. Be hard, cold, and analytical with what you're putting into your body and how you view your health. So anyhow, just kind of a little rambling one to finish off the week on Friday. Hope you guys like this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good weekend. Peace.